approached you and said,
oh yeah,
want to talk
monks came from Tibet. They many 20, 30 years ago, they asked His Holiness, and His Holiness Sakya Teacher, I don't know if you know him, a special teacher. He said, oh, the boy is born in India. And since none of my monastery people could come to India at that time, they just left it. And then in 2003, a Tulku from my monastery came to India with his assistant. And they went to Sakya Teacher and he said, okay, now we would like to find the boy after maybe like 15 years, you know. And then he said, well, he's still in India. So he said, well, India is very big. Where do I go? So let's go to South India. South India is very big. Where do I go? Go to Mungot. It's a Tibetan refugee settlement. And this man, so His Holiness said, write down the names of all the boys born in the tiger year, you know. So in those days, you know, we don't have Facebook. You know, he cannot announce on WhatsApp, oh, okay, everybody, you know. So he has to go. So he walked for 12 days, you know, door to door, everywhere, and writing, like, do you have a boy in the family born in the tiger year or not? And then he met my mother, and my mother asked him, what are you doing? He said, oh, I'm looking for boys. Do you know? So my mother took him to many houses, like, oh, there's a boy born in there's one tiger year. Then he asked for my mother, said, do you have a son? She said, yes, I have a son, but I don't think he's a lama, you know, because he likes English movies and he listens to, you know, like Western songs a lot. So I don't think he's a lama. Well, and he's born at a strange time that we have a couple of calendars in Tibetan, you know, like coming from Indian traditions, and according to some calendar, I'm born in ox, and according to some, born in the tiger. So we decided I'm born in the ox. So I used to think like that. She said, well, we think he's born in the ox year, so you're looking for a boy born in tiger. And the Lama said, well, just write his name. You know, if His Holiness doesn't pick him, then that's it. You know. So like that. It's simple. Yeah, Sana, I've become.
But how did it feel for you? I mean, from this juvenile interest.
That's true.
You change your world.
That's true. Oh, that was a nice. I was somewhere else at that time, so they called me, say, come back home. His Holiness says you're a Lama, so you know. And I was in bus the whole night. I thought of a polite way to refuse, you know, because I didn't want to be a monk. At that time, my perceptions of monks were, these people, I respect them a lot, you know, but I feel they always stay in the monastery and they do pujas and that's all. They meditate. It was very boring. I didn't know that you could actually, you know, just as in anything else, monkhood also provides everything. If you are intellectual, there's so much to study. If you are like more practice-oriented, you can do anything. It's a whole another world, you know. But I got home and everything was clean and there were incense and many people waiting for me. And my mother was very happy. So I thought, oh, she's happy. So I thought I probably will never be able to make this woman as happy as she's now. So I thought, well, let me give it a try. If I don't like it, I give it up, you know. So then they cut I used to have a hair like this, like very long, and I just made it blonde. then they cut it and like that. And I went to monastery, and for almost 2 months, every day I wake up and it take me 2-3 minutes to realize I'm a monk now. Like, oh, I'm a monk. There's men everywhere. There's no woman. Whenever I look, there's a, 17. Yeah, so like that. But it's best thing that ever happened to me and will ever happen to me, I think, other than liberation, if that ever happens. Being a monk was a really, it's a most wonderful thing. It's a most wonderful thing. And I really like the tradition they have in Thailand, where everybody becomes monk for a month or like this, Actually, it's not really according to Vinaya. Just for the general, you become monk till the day you die. You don't become monk for a week or two. But who are we to decide? Buddha said, this is what he said at the end of his life, when monks start crying. What do we do about Vinaya now? There's still a lot of things uncertain. He says, there are sort of fundamental rules like no killing, no lying. Now these are remain, but the smaller ones, he said, you change according to time and place. He said, Vinaya should, he says, Vinaya should change according to time and place. So I don't know, maybe you can be a monk for a week or a month like they do in Sri Lanka. Whatever the case, I really appreciate that, and people can experience that type of, the moment, when someone becomes a monk or a nun, the moment the robe touches your body, your perception changes, like something changes deep within you. And you are constantly reminded of Buddha. Always, when you look at yourself, you remind yourself of Buddha. How wonderful is that? So I must say that was I stayed for 10 or 11 years, and it's a really. And I was too old to be beaten by the teachers, so they never beat me. That's good.
So Sapienza said to you, now you go?
Where?
To the West?
Not really. He's a very important Lama.
Yes.
He's busy. I hardly ever see him. But before I left, I saw him and he told me, oh, now I'm not a monk anymore. He said, okay. Now don't be feeling sorry for yourself now. He said, do work, you teach, you translate, you meditate. Don't be like those who disrobe and then too guilty and useless, become completely useless. He said, don't do that. I said, okay. Yeah, that's like that. I guess he had to make use of whatever it is now. It's not, I don't think this.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, welcome. Okay, where is the. Last session, actually, each of the contemplation that we went through till now, they are to be contemplated all the time, not just once, not just when you're sitting on a cushion. Actually, contemplation and meditation works much better when you see some moment, like something goes wrong. In contemplation of impermanence, something goes wrong with you, or when something goes right, or when nothing goes right or wrong. Impermanence will always guide you. When people respect you a lot, the great Muchu Thome says, when people respect you a lot, you look at them, grateful for the respect, but also you know that it's just temporary. Tomorrow, these same people could be against you. You have to remember there is something that they see in me for now that they like. Tomorrow they might see something else that they don't like. That's a whole another story. He says, when you have a lot of wealth, you look at it as a mirage or a rainbow, something that you have right now. You might not have tomorrow. Rainbow is not there all the time, which is the case of anybody you look at. When something goes wrong with you, take example of that. When something goes terribly wrong with you, wish that such thing never happened to anyone else. Learn the lesson of impermanence. Shantideva says even to go to, well, here you guys, people really conceal death, like they put in a nice tomb and beautiful, they put flowers and candles. If you ever get to go to Nepal or India, and if you ever get to see a dead body being burnt, amazing, direct teaching. Look at that. Exactly that could happen to you if you die in India. You'll be burnt, just like that. There's nothing, no difference. Just that this is functioning right now. That stopped functioning, that's all. Impermanence. Then we talked about mind, body and mind, looking for a self. That's good. Inquiry of a self, looking for a self is very, very good. And more important is mind looking for mind looking for itself. You may think, how strange, but it can be done. Mind can look at itself. Actually, the only reason we know of mind is because mind experiences itself. You cannot see it, you cannot touch it, yet you know, you feel there is a... Yet you know that you know, you understand? Yet you know that you are conscious. That's because actually, subconsciously, mind itself is aware of itself. So you amplify that and turn it into an inquiry into where it is. Where is it? The nature of it. What is it? Maybe that's a more proper question. What is it actually? Where is it? Then what are we talking about? What are we talking about now? Are we saying nothing exists? Are we saying that? Are we saying it's nothingness? Vaibhasika schools, Sutantrika schools, Chittamatra schools, they blame Madhyamika schools and they say, you guys are nihilist. You guys are believer of nothingness. Is it true? Are we really saying there's no body, no mind? Are we saying that? First of all, that would be the most stupidest thing to say. Mind saying mind doesn't exist. What does that even mean? Contradicting itself. So then what is it? How does the Bodhisattva looks at phenomena? Then the teachers, they say, the Bodhisattva looks at phenomena just as an appearance. It appears. It appears. Why is anything there? Because it appears. Which is true. We know because it appears to us. If it doesn't appear to us, we don't know of it. If we don't know of something, it doesn't exist for us. Human beings, we are like that. So, first sort of definition of existence is it appears. But that's not. We know that just because it appears doesn't mean it exists. There is no real substance in the rainbow, yet it appears. Or best example is looking into a mirror. Reflection is a very good example. It appears, but not only the face is not there in the mirror, even the image of the face is not there in the mirror. Very easily provable. In Abhidharma Kosha, Vasubandhu says, if a mirror is placed in the center, a very big mirror, let's say, and 10 people looks from on the circle, each person will see very different things, he says. From this person looking from here, probably see, I don't know, from whatever is that side. From this one looking, see whatever is that side. Or whatever, Each person sees different things. Are they all right? That would be absurd. Meaning there are 10 different images on a mirror. That would be very tricky and wrong. Yet it appears. So then now the second, and also dream, just like a dream too. It appears. So is it true? It's not true. When I wake up, it's not there. So then you come to the second conclusion. It has to continue. Just because it appears doesn't mean it exists. First it should appear, then it should continue. Meaning, I see this here now. I look away, I look back, still here. Okay, then it's really there. If I look now, I see it. Again, it's gone. So then I think, oh, I'm hallucinating. You understand? Automatically, I think it doesn't exist, I'm hallucinating. So for me, for our mind, something to exist, first it has to appear, then it has to continue. Aryadeva says that it has to continue. No, it has to continue. But then Aryadeva says, well, just because it continues doesn't mean it's real. There are so many illusions in this world that can continue for days on end, which is true. He gives example of a magical, like a magician who performs miracle, and it is seen for 100 days and night. People could see it every day, but then he removes his objects, and then the appearance of elephant, let's say, is gone. But they could see it every day. So he says, like that, just because it continues to appear doesn't mean it is really there. Like a mirage, you could see it the whole day. Doesn't mean it's real. What else? Example. Anyway. So now, we're in a very tricky situation. Just because it appears, because if you ask anybody, why is something there? They will touch it like, look, it's here. Look, it's here. Appearance, functionality. Usually that's enough for our mind to say it's really there. It appears. But then things also appear. You can touch things in your dream too. That doesn't mean it's really there. So it has to continue. The dream doesn't continue. Whatever you see in the dream, tomorrow you dream something else. So it has to continue. Now what? So then they say the most beautiful thing, our teachers, they say consensus. Actually, the main reason why anything is really there, we think anything exists, is because we agreed on it. Most people see it like this, so it is like this. Some people see it differently, they are crazy. Something is wrong with them. There are special cases. This, you have to agree, no matter what. Even with the modern science, you should look into how they decide why some color is red and some color is blue and some color is pink. They had to do experiment. They had to call at least 1,000 people, and they had to show many color. And almost 80%, 88%, I forgot, people said, that's pink. So they decide, this is pink. Understand? Like always, all the colors were decided actually. Like that. Recently, of course, but still, nevertheless. So now we have universal pink. You Google what is pink, they'll show you this is pink. Even if you don't think it's pink, that's your problem. Most people think this is pink. This is pink. Same with green, same with yellow. Scientifically true, it's like that. Consensus is most important for us. Why anything matters at all in this world? Going naked is not right because people don't like it. You cannot pee outside. People don't like to see that. Anything. You have to study. You must study. Even though these days it shows that actually we need more people like carpenters and electricians and plumbers. We need more of those people. Most developed countries don't have that. They have to get people from outside. But the consensus is you must go to college. You must go to college. You must be a graduate. Until you're a graduate, especially in a country like India, until you're a graduate, there's no sort of, something is not complete. You are a dropout or whatever. Consensus always rules. So the masters say, actually, the real reason of existence is consensus, meaning it's not really true, actually. We decide that that's true, and it's true. Mind decides that. So, in a relative level, when a bodhisattva goes around, bodhisattva looks at things in this way, that for the sake of the worldly matters, even though bodhisattva realizes the emptiness of things, bodhisattva still talks to people, smile. You should smile, You should ask, how are you? Like that. It's consensus. It's consensus. Very important. That's what exists. Like that. Meditation is not just you sitting on your cushion. Every That's the difference between like Buddhist meditation and a corporate sort of commercial meditation. One has a view, conduct, and meditation complete. The another one, most of the time, only has the meditation. It goes nowhere. A meditation without view, what is that? What is that? A meditation without conduct? Bird without wings can only hop a little bit, that's all. So view, all this is view now. We've been talking about view till now, from day first. Motivation is the view. When I said, what is your motivation? That's your view. When we talk about impermanence, that's your view. When we talk about selflessness, that's your view. Your view of meditation, your philosophy, if you want to, your belief, your thoughts, that's what it is. Then, your meditation is shaped by the view. And what is the view? View is not something created. It should never be something created. It should be found. You should look at things and you see, things cannot come by itself. There has to be something else before that, cause and effect. Impermanence, you look at things that they change. You look at yourself, you change. Again, reality. Views shouldn't be created. It should be seen, realized, formed after seeing the reality. That's your view. Conduct. Meditation has conduct. Small conducts, from small conducts like while meditating, you sit like this, hand like this, backbone straight. These are small conducts. Very important ones though. I'm not saying it's not important, but very small. Easy to do. Two, if you are a person who gets sleepy easily, don't eat too much before meditating, Don't wear too warm clothes. Make sure you're most of us may have put some weight because of the lockdown. So make sure your belt is open a little bit. Shouldn't be too tight. If you're the sleepy type of person, sit on a high seat somewhere. Go outside if you're outside. Sit somewhere where this is higher up. If you're a sleepy type of person, every day, as soon as you eat, it's like you fall down. Then, like that. If you are too active, very active person, your mind goes running everywhere. Or do you find, today I'm too active? Then the masters say, these are also conduct. Must say things like, eat something heavy, like yogurt. Don't talk too much, they say. Excessive talking will disturb your mind for the rest of the day. And when you meditate, make sure there's not so many things around you. If you are always someone who's, or if you're in a mood today that you're really hyperactive, then not so much clutter. Close the window and door, like that. There, small conducts like this too. Don't kill. You want to meditate properly? Don't kill. It's a big distraction when you kill. Before you kill, you have to think and plan, and while you kill, you have to so much emotions, and very difficult to kill somebody anyway. After that, you always worry you get caught. You'll never be able to meditate properly. That's not good. Don't kill. Don't lie. don't steal, don't, sexual misconduct. What about, so all of these are conduct to be followed. Not only that, Master says actually post-meditation is more important than actual meditation, because post-meditation prepares you for the actual meditation. When the post-meditation is good, actual meditation in a way already happened. When the post-meditation not good, meaning when you sit down, everything is impermanent. Okay, of course, it happens. It seems like it's working. Emptiness or compassion, all that. Then you get up, all gone. Everything's gone. Gom tento to lupa. We say the meditation is left on the seat. That's not good. This will not liberate you. Neither will give you wisdom. So, for example, Atisha, the great Atisha, he says, "Cholam milam tavur sams." Look at phenomena as a dream. Look at them as if they're like a dream. Just like Shantideva too. Shantideva says, like a dream experience, whatever phenomena I go through, they will all remain just as a memory. Things one pass will never be seen again. Same teaching, to look at things like they are dreams, dreamlike. In some teachings, we are told to actually tell yourself, this is just like a dream. This is just like a dream. Sakyapadita says, I know I'm quoting a lot, but Sakyapadita says, what is the difference? He raises a very good question. He says, what is the difference between a dream and an awakened state? What is the difference between a dream and an awakened state? Both are experience. Experiences come from karma. So both the dream and the awakened world, body, mind, come from karma. So he says, one comes from a very stable karma, which is universally shared, can be universally shared, like our common karma of seeing this barn. It's not just my karma, it's our common karma. But whatever I feel about this burn is my karma, my individual. So he says, actually dream also comes out of karma. Awakened state also comes out of karma. The only difference is the awakened state, the karma is much stronger, and that's the reason why it continues. The dream image is out of karma, but it's from a very vague, sort of weak karma, ephemeral, that it just appears and then it's gone, never to be experienced again. So basically he says, in this world, whatever that is born out of strong karmas is considered to be true. Whatever that's come from a weak, very short karmas is considered to not to be true. He's talking about continuity now. Meaning, if you go to sleep tonight and tomorrow you wake up as a somewhere else as a duck or a donkey, then you will not believe the experience of yesterday to be true, just like you don't believe the experience of dream to be true, because every night is different. Imagine if every day would be different, but it's not. Hence, it's true. It's there. But when you actually go to look for it, you don't find an actual substance anywhere. So, it's a very important sort of Buddhist attitude to look at things as a mirage or a dream-like. And of course you can look at things as inherently empty and all that. But those ones, however stronger, also has, I feel, has more, in a way, more danger of someone to fall into nihilism. This one is at least, yes, you have some appearance, but still talking about appearance. It appears, no question. You can look at a mirror, image in the mirror. You can tell yourself 1 billion times, my face is not in the mirror. Or even the image, reflection of my face is also not in the mirror. Doesn't matter. You still see it. After 1 billion times you say it. Yeah, appearance. So you have to look like that at the things. And because without this type of post-meditation attitude, mindset, kind of little bit of disbelief of things, Vipassana just cannot happen. Because transformation is not happening at all. I remember I said that we will talk about how Vipassana is taught to us traditionally. Is we kind of did actually in parts. I just didn't put them together. What is that? You first look at material object, form, sound, taste, whatever material object. What is a table, for example? It's a form, I think. But actually, I never see the table. I only see the top and the sides. Or I only see the inside. Or I only see the below. Have you realized you never see a complete table? Never. Yet in your mind there is complete. Understand? This is exactly what they say too. I was so happy to learn all this. We were given, how brain detects things, That actually, for example, when we are looking like this, actually it's impossible to see all this at the same time. Yet the image is complete in our eyes or the brain. Because the brain, they say, reconstructed. I don't know, I don't understand it why they say that. But I like it, because that's exactly what the Buddha taught. Exactly what the masters teach. They say, you can never see the table actually. Always in part, like a top, bottom. But if somebody says, okay, so this is the table, you say, no, well, all that is the table, but not just this. That's just the top of it, Or just the color of it, or just the shape of it. You cannot never taste it too. Your tongue is very small. You try to taste it, you only taste it at the top or the bottom. Cannot smell it all too. But the mind, so the actual capacity of our organs is limited like this. An actual object outside too. Things, it's not a one thing, it's all put together, so to speak, or come together. And when you, with your insight, when you actually try to look for a substance, like someone peeling off a banana tree, that is the real substance inside. You don't find it. Like looking for onion by peeling the onion. You peel, you peel, you peel. There is no onion anymore. Looking for a book by tearing down the pages. Can't find a book without the pages. Yet each pages are not the book. And there is no such thing as a gathering of pages. That's weird. That's weird. You should think about that. That's weird. Like a forest, saying forest. There's no such thing as forest. It's a mental, abstract idea. It's nothing to do with forest. It's not their fault. Trees, that they don't have a phenomenon called forest on their head. We gave it to them. It's important to think like that. Why am I talking about this? So why I say this is because Buddha says in I think Lankavatara Sutra, that he says, "O noble son of noble family, Richipu, the three realms are just mind only." He says, the three realms are mind only, meaning it is the mind that perceives the three realms. It's the mind that decides it, mind that created it. Mind that created it. Actually, this type of teachings, Vipassana course, only should be done after a lot of studies, really a lot of studies, or at least the ways of Bodhisattva and entering the middle path and some of the texts. Then we should do it. But most of you have received so many teachings from many great masters. I'm sure you have heard of these things. So then if things are not truly there, yet you think it's there, who is at fault? Is it them outside or you? Obviously you. Your mind, isn't it? If it's not really there, yet you see it is there, yet you think it is there. So it's the mind who is doing it, not their fault. They don't do anything. They just, I don't know what they are without the mind. So it's the subject. Mind itself, now then they say, okay, so are you saying the mind is there and the mind is then creating the everything, world and everything? So well, not really. That too we have to see. And then the analysis of mind. What is mind? Where is mind? Starts. From a very strange analysis like, does it have a shape? What is the shape of mind? Does it have a color? What is the color? Does it have a smell? To analysis like, where does it remain? In the past, future, or present? Where is it? Outside, inside? In the middle, or nowhere? Nowhere. How can anything exist without being nowhere? That's good. Then you look at it like this. So then you get to the second stage, that mind also doesn't truly inherently exist. Mind also is like a scarecrow. You understand? But then, are you saying there's nothing? We say no. While it doesn't exist, it appears. While it appears, it doesn't exist. Phenomena. Mind, while it doesn't exist, truly exist, I should say, while it doesn't truly exist, yet it is experienced. While it is experienced, it doesn't truly exist. And these two always go together. Ultimate truth and relative truth always go together. So, then we reach the third point now. It is inexpressible, they say. It's very strange now. You don't know where to put your finger. It's neither existent nor non-existent. What is it? Our logical mind cannot fathom it. Yet, logic is what brought us here. Understand? So you also cannot deny it too. This is how we are usually, in my tradition, the Sakyapa tradition, how we are introduced to Vipassana, the nature of phenomena, the nature of yourself. And it's wonderful. It should take days, actually. Each point you're supposed to meditate for days and months, actually. And then you move to the next, like that. A lot of studies, a lot of contemplation and meditation. Actually, it's very stupid what we are doing, trying to talk about all the important things in 2 days. That's just. But maybe one of those will stick with us. Maybe after 2 days, you feel more comfortable with impermanence. You feel like I don't know, and that's worth it. So it's like this. I don't see much reason now to add more to it. Actually, there were some. We didn't talk at all, actually, about majority of the things that Nagarjuna teaches in the Mula Madhyamika Karika, reasonings. There's one thing I wanted to talk about, which is very easy to experience, and how I heard about emptiness for the first time. I was 17 at that time, and we went to Dzongsar, as you know, the monastery. My neighbor was a teacher, as a Kempo, and he was reading a book. He was teaching the middle path. In the second class, we studied middle path. He was reading, and he was very skillful in talking to me too, because I, a newcomer, I have no idea what he's doing, what these things mean. So I went to him and said, "What are you reading?" He said, "Oh, Rinpoche, this man is saying some crazy things." He pointed to the book. It was Chandrakirti's text, Entering the Middle Path. And I said, what is he saying? He is saying that there is no walking. There's no walking. There's no real walking. He's saying that there's no communication. He's saying there's no real seeing or hearing. And I thought, but that's wrong. And I said, but that's wrong. What is it? What do you mean? And he said, well, he's saying that if you walk, your feet should touch the ground. Is it not? And I thought, that's true. If we walk, our feet should touch the ground. And he's saying that if there is a touching of the feet in the ground, there should be a time, isn't it? Yes. So meaning there should be a time when they haven't touched the feet in the ground. There should be a time when they have already touched. And there should be a time while they are touching. You understand? While the touching is happening. And I thought, that makes sense. And then he said, now, what is the time? Haven't touched, haven't touched, haven't touched, already touched. So in between, I couldn't find a moment of touching. Then he said, if there is a moment, if there is no moment of touching, how can there be moment of already touched or not touched? And then the bell rang, the conch blew, and we had to go to the temple. And as I was walking on the stairs, I thought, my God, it's like a whole new world of look at things. Like you're walking, not touched, already done, already done. I don't know. That's what one of the things Chandrakirti talk about. This is something you can do. That you do for example, walking meditation. You walk, you observe. Is there a real walking? The phenomena of walking, what is it? Actually, there is no phenomena of walking. I guess now I shouldn't talk too much about it. And just like it is simple, like this, like this. As soon as the touch is done, already touched. Your mind will tell you, no, there must be a moment where it is touching. It will tell you. But look for it then. You find it, let me know. Nobody found it in thousands of years. You find it, let us know. Then walk now. Walk. Touch things. Eat. Food touching the tongue. Put your hand into the sleeve. Put your feet into the shoes. That's good. These are very important. Or else you sit straight for 1 hour, 2 hours, but then it's gone when you're walking. There's no real view or conduct or discipline. It doesn't matter. So I think I talked too much actually. So I stop here and let's end this teaching by reciting the Dharani, the mantra of Shakyamuni again, just a little bit. As the expounder, the ultimate teacher, the proof of liberation, Shakyamuni Buddha, remember and just recite the mantra. Thank you so much for participating, coming here,
So much
practicing.
teaching us. Normally Rebecca is doing this, but because of special circumstances, I should do it today.
So,
I think I speak for us all. We thank you very much for being so kind to us and for teaching us. We love your humor. We like your honesty. And we appreciate very much that you teach us things which normally we have not the access to. We all can listen to Tantra and Yantra, but Mahayana teaching and reminding the Shakyamuni Buddha is very seldom, I think.
oh,
We request you to live long and to go on teaching. Please.
thank you, very kind. And actually, thank you. You this time you also helped us with instructing, and yeah, please offer this to her.
Because Rebecca is not here in the hangout.
She is
Thank you. And
it's very kind.
all of us, very kind.
All the people who helped set up this, usually there's nothing here. There's just 4 cats sleeping around here. And so they had to clean everything and they had to put up tankas. And
And she had a miraculous wonder bag where she had everything, even malas for us.
it's very kind. And where is it? Not necessarily all. Nice to see you. Is very traditional. This is Dankeschön. Thank you for the pictures and thank you. Good. I hope that it helped. And if it didn't help, I hope you know that you are the first sort of guinea pig for me. I'm trying to extract sort of Vipassana, because our teacher teaches this. It's all taught by the teachers, but sometimes we don't put them together and give it a name like Vipassana. It is Vipassana. Actually, it is called Vipassana. It's called Laktong, Anyway, please, as the final, we will recite this prayer for the future of the Dharma from Shakyamuni himself. To the Buddhas, Vipassin, Sikhin, Vishwabhu, Kurukachanda, Kanakamuni and Kasyapa, and Shakyamuni Gautama, deity of all deities, to the 7 warrior-like Buddhas, I pay homage. In the past, to benefit beings, I bore all kinds of hardship and gave up my own happiness. Through this, may the teachings blaze long into the future. In the past, for the sake of the sick, I gave my life away, so to protect the needy and the poor. May the teachings blaze long into the future. By my giving up sons, daughters, and wives, riches and elephants and chariots, for the sake of the treasure of enlightenment, may the teachings blaze long into the future. Through the offerings I made to the Buddhas, Pratyeka Buddhas, Sravakas, male and female, and to the great sages, may the teachings blaze long into the future. Through the sufferings I endured for many millions of aeons, seeking instruction for the sake of enlightenment, may the teachings blaze long into the future. Through my conduct of discipline and age-long asceticism, and my offering to the Buddhas of 10 directions, may the teachings blaze long into the future. Through my diligence in the past, constantly stable and overcoming others' disruption, so as to liberate all beings, may the teachings blaze long into the future. Through my constant practice of patience and my tolerance of beings' harmful act caused by the degeneration of their negative emotions, may the teachings blaze long into the future. Through my concentration, perfect freedoms, formless absorptions, and samadhis as many as the grains of sand in the river Ganges, Through the power of my meditation, may the teachings blaze long into the future. Through seeking wisdom in the past, by practicing austerities in the future, and teaching countless shastras to others, may the teachings blaze long into the future. Through giving out of love my flesh and blood, giving my life away entirely, and giving arms and legs and every part of my body, may the way of the Dharma flourish and expand. In the past, with loving kindness, I caused harmful sentient beings to mature completely, and I led them to the three vehicles. Through this, may the gift of Dharma thrive and grow. In the past, with skillful means and wisdom, I liberated sentient beings from perverse views and led them to the correct view. Through this, may the Dharma in every way. With the four means of attracting disciples, I released beings from the fire of the emotions and vanquished rampant negativity. Through this, may my followers remain long into the future. I freed Tirthikas and others from the rivers of different views and led them to the correct view. Through this, may my followers always have devotion. May the teachings blaze long into the future. Thank you so much. Most of you are leaving today, so I may or may not wave you goodbye. So, safe journey, and I hope that we could remember Shakyamuni as much as possible and his teachings. Especially this time, we are talking about Vipassana. I hope that it remains with us. And yes, good luck. Maybe see you again. Thank you. You're now really living in Cologne.
Yes.
We will hang out. I'm so bored in Cologne. There's nothing to do. It's good to know somebody there. Then. Locals, you're locals now.
Not yet.
Not yet, but slowly. Don't become real locals though. But do you drink Kolsch? Kolsch? Little bit.
Yes.
Ah, okay. When you start feeling that that's the best beer in the world, then you are becoming. Have you heard Schlager music?
No.
Oh, you're on the way. You're on the way right now. Wait. Deutsche Schlager music. I listen to Italian Schlager music. Just the words are changed. I mean, language, but same music, same beat. I like it in a way. It's like very relaxed, like not like. What else is there? That is Kölsch, Cologne. Football team is there. Carnival is there.
Mentality is there.
Of course.
And the dome is there.
Dome is there. I don't know what purpose does it serve, but it's there. It's like a huge building, spending millions to keep it. Every year they have to. It's made of sandstone, So wind and rain destroyed, so they have to rebuild. Since the 11th century. But of course, for those who have devotion, it's very meaningful. Okay, thank you. Then I think we will